Hello, my name is Robinson Mugasiali Rekwa, and I am the husband here. This is my beautiful wife.
So my name is Joyce.
Yes.
I am a wife to Robinson. Yes.
And I am a research scientist, and I am happy to be here today with you.
Me
Are
too.
You? Okay.
I am.
All right.
So I'm an entrepreneur. I run an interior decor business.
Yes.
I'm located in town.
Yes.
Yes.
And we also have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, Joy and Rob podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, and this
is our love story.
So,
yeah.
Do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
So we met in campus. So we schooled in the same university.
Yes.
We were serving in the same ministry.
Yeah.
But we didn't know each other
at
that time. So you were 2 years ahead of me. So you finished school and I was still in school.
Yes.
So when you were coming to pick your results,
that is when things happened.
Yeah, that's when we exchanged the numbers.
Yeah.
But we were still friends before, but
It's true.
not close friends.
It was actually a high friends.
Yeah. So at that time, you were a friend to my best friend.
Yeah, sure.
So we used to meet now and then. So that's the time we decided, since you're leaving, let's just have our numbers exchange numbers so that we can keep the friendship. And that's where the story started.
And this is where we are.
Yeah.
After that, we met in
we started
late.
talking.
Yeah, we actually started talking.
Yeah.
And then in late 2016, that is where the communication was so intense. And then we started dating in 2017 February. You remember even the date?
Yes,
yeah, it was 13th of February, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So though between when we exchanged the numbers and the time we started dating, it took. We broke up at some point.
Yeah, there was a time we had a cold, there was silence, for like 7 months.
Yeah.
And then now we resumed our communication in December 2016. Yes,
25th.
And actually I was the first person who told you, I am interested.
Yeah.
And then you said, yes, I'm also interested.
Yeah.
And so, so the journey has been beautiful. And we are glad to be here today.
Yes.
Actually, what really made us to go silent on each other was I came to learn that she was dating another person. So after that, I just saw on the WhatsApp status, the guy had posted that the photo. Yeah, the photo of the guy and her. So, and she had not told me about this. So after learning that, I just said, okay, this is.
But at that time we had not started dating.
Actually, we had not.
Yeah,
but the way things were going, the flow was so good. It was very persuasive and convincing.
But you had not said anything.
Yeah, there was nothing at that time.
Yeah. So
but what was on your mind at that time?
At that time?
Yeah, when we had a very heated communication during that time. Yes.
I'm not sure. But I think we were dating the other guy, but we were not serious. So there was no seriousness.
Okay.
So at that point, when you saw the photo, you decided to go silent.
Yes, I had to.
You had to?
I didn't want to break any person's relationship. Yeah.
So I went silent too for 7 months.
Yeah, it was actually 7 months.
But in those 7 months, we broke up with the guy, and that's the time now you texted me, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Actually, it was a random text.
Yeah.
During Christmas, when you're sending random text to people,
yeah.
Merry Christmas, and you actually did not respond on 25th.
Yeah.
You responded on
26th.
26th. Yeah. That is when you said, Merry Christmas. Okay, I was actually looking for your number. Now I'm happy I have your number.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is how things happen.
That's when we started now serious talking.
Yes.
And then 1 month down the line.
Now 1 month down the line,
in February,
January, now February 13th, we
officially started dating.
Yes. Now when we started dating, it was something that I had already made up my mind. And I think the transition to having a single life to now a relationship, it was not something that was so hard for me, because I think I had prepared myself well. I had actually consulted God on that matter, and I had asked, this is what I want to do, and now I am in this season of my life. I want to make it perfect. you know.
Yeah.
So it was all about investing on it, giving all myself, my all to that relationship now that is you. And I think even I didn't have a lot of struggles. Yeah, so even the transition and the journey for the 3 years that we dated, it was amazing. It was fantastic. Yeah.
So for us, we immediately we decided we are starting to date. We set goals.
Yes,
We
vision,
said, yeah,
Maradat.
we didn't want anything to anything like that looked like jokes.
Yes.
So we decided we are going to date for this period, and we had reasons why we had to wait. One was because you were going back to school, and pia mimi. So we said let's give ourselves 3 years. Yeah, so we gave ourselves 3 years, and we said at the same month when we started dating after the 3 years, we are getting married. So we started our relationship with goals, and we worked on them. So even when we went back to school, we knew that at this time of the year, of that year, after the 3 years, we were getting married. So it was, of course, it was not an easy. Dating is not easy, I can say that. It has its own ups and downs, but at least we had visions that we had to adhere to. And that is what really kept us together. And even at times when you felt like this thing is taking too long,
and also it's like it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, we were remembering of the vision that we put for ourselves, and we could go back to the course. Yeah.
And actually something just to mention, you remember during our first date, on the 14th, we started dating on 13th. Now on 14th, you remember, we met in town, but you actually were not sure about me, about, you know, if I am serious in that relationship. So you actually came to kunipima if I am that serious. But what made you assured that I was serious? I came with a gift hamper. Yes, and that actually gave you a lot of assurance about my seriousness.
Yes. I knew you couldn't spend that money on me if you are not serious.
Yeah, actually I couldn't.
So we had decided by 2020 Feb we are getting married. So you were supposed to finish your masters in
2019 November.
So it was 2 years. So we knew by the time you're finishing your masters, immediately we get married. So when you finished your masters, we started planning for our wedding. That was in November. We started planning for our wedding in February. So that's how the marriage journey now, the planning started. So we can say it was not easy. But one thing that you did was you saved a lot when you were doing your
my masters.
Your masters.
I started saving early for my dowry payment and also for the wedding.
You started saving early, so at least that saved us a lot of hassles. But one main challenge that we went through was our tribes are not the same. Now
coming to introducing, especially on your side.
So we did the first introduction we did was on my side, on your side.
On my side, and then your side.
And then to my side. So introduction went well.
On my side it was okay. My father, my mom, my siblings, they accepted you very easily, and they said you're welcome anytime. But
now when it came to me introducing you to my side, they said no.
Especially the dad.
They said no, because you're
2019 is quite an interesting year.
They said that can't work.
The year that I proposed, the year that we went through all those challenges. Now the year when your father said it's okay and gave us a go ahead. So we decided to stay there until it was not easy. It was we can't say it was easy, because when my dad refused, we decided to pray about it. But it got to a point we thought, especially on my side, I decided I think this thing will not work. And I think that is the point where
I gave up, actually.
And we had to say, hey, God, you have to come through. And I actually tell you that God works miracles. He does, because that is the year when we felt like we have given all into this relationship, and now we had told God, now you have to come in and play your part, because your dad was you know, he was against this relationship and the marriage that we wanted to get in. So, but to cut the story short, your dad said yes at the end. He accepted, and he said, you know, blessings. Go ahead, and then he called you home. Come, we talk.
So it was this day I went home, and it was time to tell my dad that I now want to get married. I had of course told my mom. I think moms are easy to deal with. So mom knew that I was dating you, but dad didn't know. So at this time I felt like our wedding is now so near, I need to start now telling him. But way back, my dad kept on saying they didn't want us to get married or to marry from specific tribes. And even from my own tribe, there are areas he also didn't want us to marry from. He was very specific. He wanted a guy from Murang'a. Let me just put it like that. So any other area no, whether you are of my tribe or not. So I knew this will not be easy. So I went to him on this day and I told him. So the first question he asked me was, which tribe does he come from? That's the first question, and I told him, and he said, as I've always said, this can't work. So I think that was the hardest thing I've ever had. So I decided to just give him time. So after that conversation, we went silent on each other actually. I tried to explain to him that you're a good person, and he told me I know all that, but the specific things that he was against, him being an old man, he had those what do I call them? He had those stories.
We call them stereotypes about other tribes.
About other tribes. Like anasema, this tribe they have a lot of witchcraft. This tribe they have a lot of they just have all those
they are lazy.
They are lazy. I was told that they are lazy, they don't work. They marry many wives. Those were the
so defining tribes according to
so
how
those were
they are.
Those were his concerns, which I understood. Him being an old man, I somehow understood what he knows about these specific tribes. So I tried to explain to him that you're good, but he said no. So I decided to give him time. So it was hard, of course.
And I think maybe to interject, you know, at that time, I think your dad had a certain image about this guy. That is me.
He had not seen you actually.
Telling him that this guy comes from this part of Kenya, I think he felt like, you know, I am a village boy. You know, I look like those village guys. I am black. You know,
he had a picture.
There was a certain picture that he had created in his mind. So when you told him about that story, I think that is the kind of picture that he had. Then maybe I was talking with that accent of people from that area.
So I decided to give him time. Of course, I came, I told you. We decided, let's just pray about it and just see what transpires from this. So after that, I came back to Nairobi, and I think 1 week or two after that, my dad sent my elder brothers to come and talk to me. So they called me, they told me the same thing. They told me that dad said you can't marry this person, and they had their own reasons. That was the longest night I've ever had. So I listened to them, but actually after they talked to me that night, that's the time I decided to give up. I think
it was on a Thursday, because we met on Friday for the Bible study. And that is when you told me everything about what really transpired that night. So
after they talked to me, I felt this thing is so heavy. Like I can't like,
so wacha ikue venye itakuwa,
wacha tu ikae. Like me, I felt I think I will give up on this. So I came, I shared with you the following day. I think you are also confused.
Yeah, I was. Actually, there was something that you asked me. There was something you said. How will you feel if this relationship doesn't work?
Because me.
And I was like, why are you asking me that question? Like, have you ever thought about this relationship not going somewhere? It was like, I knew there was something that you were told that previous night.
And you asked me.
Yes.
And I shared that.
Yeah, actually, you shared, and I think that is one of the longest Bible studies that I've ever had. Because we went and I was like, I was so much confused, at the same time affected by what you said.
Yeah, so the breaking point was, it took how many months?
From there to now, when the table turned, was I think around 2 to 3 months.
It was 3 months.
So you remember when now your sister-in-law, the mother had died, and we had gone for the funeral, and that is when now your dad saw me. For the first time, he saw me, and what really made him see me was that we were moving together in each and every place. You are collecting some items from cars and putting them together in one car, and I think he was actually like, you know, this might be the guy, and then when we went and sat down, and you came and gave me your handbag, and you asked me for something from to get it from your bag, and then I took my hand inside and I removed, and your dad was like,
"Who are you?"
This is the guy, eh? Yeah. What kind of a guy can get into a woman's handbag? Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And that is when now, he called all now your siblings and put them in one corner. And he mobilized them and he told them, hey, is that the guy? Actually, one of your brothers knew me, actually too. They was like, yeah, that is the guy. And you know, I was like, yeah, man. No, yeah, God has done it for me. And that is the time when your dad said, yeah, like
he called me home.
Yeah, Sarah, come home.
Yeah.
And then that is when you went home.
Yeah, so I went home after that burial.
Yes.
The same week?
Actually, it was the same week. The burial was on a weekday. Yes.
So I think that weekend,
yes,
I went home,
yeah,
and he told me it's okay.
Yeah, now bring the man over.
Bring the man over. Yeah. So
tell him to come with the parents. I want to see the wazazis.
Yeah, that was a breaking point.
Yeah.
And we don't know how. I think only God can change a man's heart.
And I remember when I was going for that funeral, I told God, may this funeral event be a turning point in my relationship with Joyce.
Because I think at that point we were giving up. We were almost.
Yeah, we were almost. We were actually at the tail end.
Yeah. So, yeah. So even when we had all these issues, we had actually started planning the wedding. Is it true?
Yes.
Like we had started mobilizing our friends. We told our friends we're getting married on this time. But we kept it on hold a bit when this issue started, but we had already started,
Yeah. We knew what we wanted. By that time.
We knew our budget. We knew we had a picture of our wedding. So when my dad gave us the go ahead, we immediately now started a serious planning.
Yeah.
So it took us.
It was now me.
1 month actually.
Trying first of all to go to your place. For the first introduction, now for the dowry payment, and I was lucky. I did all those things in one sitting.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, so for you, the whole thing happened in one sitting.
Something very exciting. Your dad, who used to oppose us, he even gave us a goat on the dowry pay. Yeah, he slaughtered a goat for me.
Yeah.
Yes, and even provided for the food that we took during the Rora show.
Yeah, you didn't pay for it.
Yeah, it was actually very interesting and surprising even to me. Yeah.
So things happened very fast.
It was.
So at that time we were still planning the wedding.
Yes.
So by January 2020,
yes.
Everything was the Rora shows.
Everything was all set.
Everything was set. So in January we were just planning the wedding.
Yes.
So
and you remember I was to defend my thesis, master's thesis in January 2022. So I actually defended on around 24th of January 2020.
Yeah. And it went through.
Yeah, it went through. I passed the thesis defense, and I was ready for my graduation. But now the graduation was delayed because of COVID. Yes.
So in 2020, 8th of 2020, we did our wedding. Yeah.
Challenges are always there.
Yeah, but
sometimes you have ups and downs when it comes to mobilizing friends to stand with you.
Service
You have a
providers,
budget set,
yeah.
and you have a target. So getting to that budget or that target was not that easy. So the first thing that we did was, you remember we started early, the mobilization. It was 4 months before. So it really gave us an ample time to mobilize and collect all that cash that is needed to facilitate our wedding.
But
So
our friends were very supportive.
yeah, they were very supportive.
Yeah, we had good friends.
Even at that time, you remember your family, how
Yeah.
they came in
Yeah,
for us.
yeah.
Yes. So I think challenges will always be there when it comes to, and we are always told that, you know, planning for a marriage is your first test as a
Planning
couple.
for a wedding.
Planning for a wedding, it is your first test. As a planning together, you know, the two of you, before now you get into
But what we
marriage.
did, we divided roles.
Yes.
We said, you deal with
Electronic stuff,
yeah,
photography, videography,
yeah. So
sound, MC.
decide what you want. Then for me, I dealt with decor
and food.
And food.
Yeah.
So you didn't care what color, what you
Yeah.
didn't care about that.
Yes,
so it made us not to quarrel.
It was an issue to me.
It was an issue to us. So whatever you came up with, I agreed. Whatever I came up with, we agreed. Then we agreed in one table.
Yeah.
And we decided we are going for this and this and this.
Yeah.
So even when it came to, one amazing thing that happened is we surpassed our budget actually.
Yeah, actually, we got even more than we had targeted.
More than, yeah, so we were able to clear everyone.
Yes.
And even we had more. Yeah, so even this time when now we didn't have a job, that is the money we were using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really assisted us. Thank you, friends. One thing that has kept us very close together, and also during our dating period and also our marriage, was respecting each other. I think that is one of the things that I really valued during our relationship. And I think the best thing that we did was to start our relationship with a vision. You know, we had a very clear vision. We are not dating more than 3 years. In fact, after our 3rd year in dating, we must settle together. And so we had a very clear vision about that. And yes, during that time, during our dating period and even marriage, we have had challenges. We cannot say that we have been perfect, but every day, something that has kept us together was, you always think about Joyce. I always think about Joyce, and I think about the kind of love and the respect that she gives me. And it makes me every time to renew my vows. You know, I remember those vows that I made on that altar. I renew them again. I say, you know, we said for better, for worse. You know, now we are in our worst moment. You know, I must make that time better again. So I have to go back, and the best way to make that time better is just to go back to you and say, you know, I am sorry. Did I do something wrong? And you say, yes, you did this and this to me, and I accept. So I apologize, and you also apologize, you know. So first of all, we reach an amicable place, or we find an amicable solution to the problems we encounter in our daily lives. So I think that is something that has kept us going. And my encouragement to the young couples, those people who are looking forward to getting into marriage, I will just tell them, marriage works. Look at us. We are 2.5 years. You have heard our story, and I can say that to some extent our story has encouraged you. And we want to tell you that, you know, the best thing is to hold on to each other no matter what happens, and there is no perfect person for you. You are the one who brings out perfection from the other person. So if you're given someone, bring out the perfect thing out of him and make him perfect for you. So that is something that I have learned, and I have worked it out for you. Yeah.
For me, it's we work as one. We work as a team. We don't work separately. We don't go to different churches. We don't have different accounts. We manage our finances together. We work as one, and that has helped us do a lot than we thought we could. And another thing is we focus on the positive. Of course, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We are human beings. And we didn't come into this with expectations that you will be perfect. So whichever imperfection you bring my way, I have to accept it as it is and make you a better person in a good way. But above everything is to focus on the good side. Why did I love you? Why did I decide to spend my life with you? Of course, there are those values that I saw in you at the very beginning. So when sometimes I tend to look at that, why did I love you? And when those things come back, I see there is something good in this guy and forget of the bad that maybe was happening. Yeah, so focus on the positive and things will work out. Yeah.
Selfishness kills marriage.
Yeah. True.
My love, you have been such an amazing person in my life. For the 5 years we have been together, or I have known you, I think they've been the best part of the season of my life ever. Actually, I have grown, not just big. I have actually grown in knowledge, in wisdom. I have grown in the way I see things. My eyes have been opened. I have a bigger and greater vision than I actually had. Some of the things that I really wanted God to do to me, He has done them through you. So you have come into my life and you have made me even a perfect person. You have made me even achieve and get even to greater heights, places where I've never thought I would go. So thank you so much, and I love you so much, and to many more years. My vows are still intact. Nothing has changed. Yes, I still love you the way I did on the first day when I said I do.
I love you too.
Thank you.
You've been my greatest support system. You're one person who believed in me. I couldn't get here if you didn't believe in me. So every time I share something with you, you tell me, go for it. You give me what it needs for me to be where I want to be. So you've been my greatest support system. I couldn't be here without you. You've loved me. You've provided for us. You've been the joy of our home. You're always a happy person. There's no moment we've been sad. You always hype things up, and we remain happy. So always know that I appreciate you. I love you, and I'm a better person than I was. I'm more jovial. I've accomplished a lot. I can now even stand before camera. I couldn't.
Yeah, it's true.
Now I'm very confident about even myself, and it's all because of you. So I appreciate you. Always know that I respect you, and I love you very much.
I love you too.
Yes.
Thank you.